What's going on, Jerome's? So when the Minnesota Vikings brought aboard superstar edge rusher Jonathan Greenard from the Houston Texans, basically a swappy swap for Danielle Hunter, worked out for both sides, right? And Greenard led the team in sacks with 12, was third in the league in pressures. He was absolutely bringing the heat, right? And also just a leader, leading by example, leading by being funny, just leading by everything, man. And also production-wise, I'm not saying, I'm just saying. Like ballpark-wise, Myles Garrett and TJ get all the accolades and stuff, but Jonathan Greenard, that little guy, that dude who's hugely productive, especially in clutch spots, that guy. And by leader, I mean after the Vikings had a 14-win season but bowed out in the playoffs, he's the one who coined the mantra, more is required, because you ain't happy just having a nice regular season win total, but this is about winning in January and February. This is about winning rings. This is about everything. This is about legacy. That's right. And when you got leaders like Jonathan Greenard leading the way, who it isn't just about the money. It's about win. It's about respect. It's about everything, man. It's good to see, right? Long story longer. Kevin Seifert, ESPN, who's not Carl Gerbschmidt, did up a good piece this week. Vikings Pro Bowler Jonathan Greenard, unstoppable in camp. And he really has been the embodiment, and he's lived the mantra of more is required, because last year obviously Greenard working his ass off. He's a true pros pro, the pride of Louisville, the pride of Florida, go Gators, but he's definitely, I don't know how you can crank it up, because it was already at 11, now it's at like 17. Good times. This is what not Carl Gerbschmidt wrote. The best player in the Minnesota Vikings training camp this summer has done it once again. Linebacker Jonathan Greenard destroyed the combination of blockers assigned to slow him down, reaching quarterback J.J. McCarthy so fast that coaches blew their whistles before McCarthy could look downfield. We call him the closer, Joe Nathan, not Mariano Rivera. Vikings coach Kevin McConnell said, how many times have we seen him win a one-on-one or even with help from the back or the tight end, and he just wins and ends the drill? The answer, too many to count. And like we point out, you could say that Greenard and Jordan Addison have had some of the best training camps of anyone on the team right now. Of course, they don't count for the of Egan, but it's still pretty damn good. That's right. Also, Greenard dominated the opening weeks of Vikings training camp, reminding crowds not only of his breakout 2024 season, but making clear he has more to give. After posting the message, more is required on social media following the Vikings playoff ouster in January, Greenard has taken it upon himself to demonstrate what he meant. More is required. Appreciate the support all year. Skull back in the lab. And Greenard has definitely been back in the lab with a pen and a pad trying to get this damn label off. It takes a lot of humility to just say, hey, I'm ready to learn today, Greenard told ESPN. That's the thing, too. Like, especially, and once you get paid, once you get superstar status, like once you're respected in this league, it's very easy to be like, I know everything. I invented football. But no, having the humility to be like, I'm going to learn today. I'm going to be a white belt. I'm going to keep my mouth shut. I'm going to keep my ears open. I'm going to learn. I'm going to grind. I'm going to do all that stuff. It's impressive, man. I'm trying to learn something every single day so I can just build up my game so that nobody can stop me. They may know I do a certain move, but I may have added something else to that move that they've never seen before. And at that point, you're balling. It's so funny, the give and take between edge rushers and offensive tackles, because Brian Neal's talked about this too, where he has to face Greenard and AVG and Turner every single day, but they get dossiers on each other, tendencies, especially offensive tackles towards edge rushers, because some edge rushers have a go-to move, some of them have counters to this and that, or they break it down by down and distance, by frequency, but there's a pattern, right? It's almost like, well, it is exactly like pitchers and hitters in baseball. It's awesome. It's awesome how deep in the weeds such a simple game can be. It's kind of awesome. It's good stuff. The Vikings coaching staff, particularly defense coordinator Brian Flores, has been interested in Greenard's push this summer. Where can the team require more from Greenard? Flores and Greenard held a nuanced conversation about it this offseason. He's worked on his pass rush. Flores said he's working on setting the edge in the run game, but also, how do I set somebody up? I think that's sort of an unselfish player, where setting someone up, it definitely goes into him dropping back into coverage, right? Especially since the Vikings ideally are going to get more pressure with 4. Won't have to blitz so much, but part of that, especially being a 3-down lineman team or an odd front team, is that Greenard is going to get all this attention. He's going to get tight end help. He's going to get when they call protection at the line of scrimmage with the center and the quarterback, they're going to send the back his way. All of a sudden, Greenard is not rushing. All of a sudden, you have an overload rush on the other side. All of a sudden, you got Allen and Hargrave as well as AVG. Maybe you got Josh Metellus as your 4 rushing. All of a sudden, you have Greenard just drop into the flat area, and you're just like, we did not expect that. So then you have 2 bodies trying to block 4 players, and come on, man. Just things like that over and over and over again. And you would think that someone who most edge rushers, they just care about stats. No, Greenard cares about winning. Stats come, they'll be there, right? And setting somebody else up, so he takes a snap where he drops into coverage, not a strong suit, but he's getting better. But he drops back, and then all of a sudden you set up someone else on your defense to have an advantage in a matchup. I mean, the sacks still count the same, whether it's yours or someone else. It helps you win the game either way. Good times. In other words, what can Greenard do to make the players around him more productive? Greenard nodded his head vigorously when asked for details. One example, he said, is knowing the scheme well enough to avoid using an inside pass rush move that gets in the way of the defensive tackle. That's just about understanding where I can take my moves. I can take my moves and realizing that it could lock him up and not let him play free, depending on what I do, Greenard said. So anytime that I could make other guys comfortably and free while I'm still doing my thing on the outside, that's the main thing we're speaking on. So it's not about just getting his. It's about the team getting theirs. Ooh, that should be on the t-shirt. More is required. Not about mine. It's about ours. Theirs. Whatever. Last year was my first year getting used to the system, so now I have a better understanding when I can be aggressive, and then add on the ways I can set other people up. It's fantastic, man. I wrapped up. Each year, I just continue to just learn something. He said, you might feel like you know it all every single year until you have another year and another year under your belt. I always say it's good to be punched in the mouth at times. We certainly got that last year in the playoffs. To make you go back to the drawing board and make you understand why you love this stuff. So I feel like I can take this thing as far as God will let me. I have a lot left in the tank. It certainly does. And also definitely deserves to have his contract freshen up after the year, or get it done early, get ahead of it, right? Because I have this odd feeling, and also put a couple of jelly beans down, that I just think that Jonathan Greenard is going to be Defensive Player of the Year. I think that he's going to flirt with a single season sack record. I think that the Vikings defense is going to be the best in the National Football League. They're going to lead the league in pressures. They're going to lead the league in sacks. They're going to lead the league in takeaways. And Greenard will be spearheading this thing. And it's going to be just awesome. So it's good to see, you can say all you want, slogans and mantras and stuff, but if you don't live it, it means nothing. But Jonathan Greenard has definitely been living it. So I can't wait to see what he does this year, man. Anyways, your thoughts are thoughts. Jonathan Greenard living up to the mantra, more is required. This is going to be a fun season, man. This is going to be so great. Let us know your thoughts. Our thoughts, comment section. You guys are the best you know what to do. Skol, production value.